1 million Earths could fit inside the Sun, and it is considered an average-size star. Exactly 1.3 million Earths could fit inside it. For years it was believed that Earth was the only planet in our solar system with liquid water. More recently, NASA revealed its strongest evidence yet that there is intermittent running water on Mars, too. Comets are leftovers from the creation of our solar system about 4.5 billion years ago. They consist of sand, ice and carbon dioxide. Comets are frozen leftovers from the formation of the solar system composed of dust, rock and ices. They range from a few miles to tens of miles wide, but as they orbit closer to the Sun, they heat up and spew gases and dust into a glowing head that can be larger than a planet. This material forms a tail that stretches millions of miles. An asteroid about the size of a car enters Earth's atmosphere roughly once a year, but it burns up before it reaches us. Tallest mountain on an asteroid is Vesta, measuring 22 kilometers in height. It is 3 times as tall as Mount Everest. The mountain is about 22 kilometers high and spreads about 180 kilometers at its base. By contrast, the biggest known mountain in the solar system, Mars's Olympus Mons, stands 25 kilometers high and spreads 624 kilometers. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. That's at least a billion trillion. There are 10 times more stars in the night sky than grains of sand on the Earth, with 70 sextillion stars being visible from Earth through a telescope. The sunset on Mars appears blue. Mars has less than 1% of the Earth's atmosphere, so the sunsets on Mars appear as blue due to the way the blue light from the Sun is captured within the atmosphere of Mars. A full NASA space suit costs $12 million, while the entire suit costs a cool $12 million. 70% of that cost is for the backpack and control module. There may be a planet made out of diamonds. As space facts go, this is pretty impressive. Research by Yale University scientists suggests that a rocky planet called 55 Cancri, which has a radius twice Earth's, and a mass 8 times greater, may have a surface made up of graphite and diamond. It's 40 light-years away but visible to the naked eye in the constellation of Cancer. The footprints on the Moon may be there for 100 million years. The Moon has no atmosphere, which means there is no wind to erode the surface and no water to wash the footprints away. This means the footprints of the Apollo astronauts, along with spacecraft prints, rover prints and discarded material, will be there for millions of years. One day on Venus is longer than 1 year. Venus has a slow axis rotation which takes 243 Earth days to complete its day. The orbit of Venus around the Sun is 225 Earth days, making a year on Venus 18 days less than a day on Venus. There is floating water in space. Astronomers have found a massive water vapor cloud which holds 140 trillion times the mass of water in the Earth's oceans, somewhere around 12 billion light-years away, making it the largest discovery of water ever found. Mercury and Venus are the only 2 planets in our solar system that have no moons. Up first are Mercury and Venus. Neither of them has a moon. Because Mercury is so close to the Sun and its gravity, it wouldn't be able to hold on to its own moon. Any moon would most likely crash into Mercury or maybe go into orbit around the Sun and eventually get pulled into it. Why Venus doesn't have a moon is a mystery for scientists to solve. In total, there are 176 confirmed moons that orbit the planets in our solar system, with some of them being bigger than Mercury itself. The Martian day is 24 hours 39 minutes and 35 seconds. Because Mars orbits the Sun slower than the Earth, there are actually 687 Martian days in a Martian year. Earth is the only planet not named after a god. Nobody knows how the Earth got its name. All we know is that it is derived from an amalgamation of both the Old English and Old Germanic words for ground. Pluto is smaller than the United States. Pluto is not very big. It is only half as wide as the United States. Pluto is smaller than Earth's moon. This dwarf planet takes 248 Earth years to go around the Sun. If you lived on Pluto, you would have to wait 248 Earth years to celebrate your first birthday. According to mathematics, white holes are possible, although as of yet we have found none. A white hole is a hypothetical region of space-time which can't be entered from the outside, although matter and light can escape from within. Basically, it's the reverse of a black hole. If two pieces of the same type of metal touch in space, they will permanently bond. This incredible fact is also known as cold welding, and it happens because the atoms of two pieces of metal have no way of knowing they are separate. This doesn't happen on Earth because of the air and water found between the pieces. Neptune takes nearly 165 Earth years to make one orbit of the Sunday. That's equivalent to 60,190 Earth days to orbit the Sun once. Neptune has a very slow orbital speed of 3.37 miles per second, 5.43 kilometers per second. This means that since it was discovered in 1846, it has only completed just one orbit. A day on Pluto lasts for 153.6 hours long. This equates to 6 days 9 hours and 36 minutes. A day on Pluto lasts so long because of its slow rotation rate. A day on Mercury is equivalent to 58 Earth days. We know more about Mars and our moon than we do about our oceans. We have fully mapped 100% of the surface of Mars and Earth's moon, whereas we have only been able to map roughly 5% of the ocean floor. Light travels from the Sun to the Earth in less than 10 minutes. The photons emitted from the Sun's surface travel across the vacuum of space at the speed of light to reach our eyes in only 8 minutes and 20 seconds. The Earth's rotation is slowing slightly as time goes on. This means that days were shorter in the past. The planet's rotation is slowing down overall because of tidal forces between Earth and the Moon. Roughly every 100 years, the day gets about 1.4 milliseconds longer. The International Space Station circles Earth every 92 minutes. The speed of the ISS as it orbits Earth is roughly 17,115 miles per hour, that equates to 5 miles a second. Stars twinkle because of the way light is disrupted as it passes through Earth's atmosphere. Starlight is affected by the winds in our atmosphere as it enters, as well as being affected by different areas and temperatures. This causes the light from each star to twinkle as we look at them. We always see the same side of the moon, no matter where we stand on Earth. This is because the moon rotates on its axis at the same rate that it rotates the Earth. It's known as synchronous rotation or tidal locking. On Venus, it snows metal and rains sulfuric acid. This is because Venus is a scorching planet choked with sulfuric acid, which causes the planet's metals to become gas and then liquid in the atmosphere, before raining down to the ground after the freezing temperatures turn it into a solid. In reality, it never rains sulfuric acid, at least not down to ground level, on Venus, because it evaporates before it has time to hit the ground. Space is completely silent. This is because there is no air in space, and air is needed to carry the sound vibrations. Saturn is the only planet that could float in water. Although Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system, it is also the lightest planet. Saturn could float in water because it is mostly made of gas. The word astronaut means star sailor in its origins. It is derived from the Greek words asteron, meaning star, and nauts, which means sailor. So, the word astronaut literally means star sailor. As space has no gravity, pens won't work. Normal pens work by gravity pulling the ink towards the pen's nib, the writing part, as you hold the pen in your hand, writing part facing downwards. As there's no gravity in space, the ink doesn't get pulled to the nib. However, special pens have been made that work in zero gravity. There are 88 recognized star constellations in our night sky. These 88 constellations cover the Earth's night sky and can be observed from the southern and northern hemispheres. Halley's Comet will pass over Earth again on July 26, 2061. The famous comet was last seen on February 9, 1986. And only orbits the Earth once every 76 years. Buzz Lightyear spent 15 months on board the International Space Station, and returned to Earth on the 11th of September, 2009. To infinity, and beyond. If you enjoyed the video and if you learned something, please like and subscribe. Thank you.